Alexander Gottlieb Baumgarten was a German philosopher. He was a brother to theologian Siegmund Jakob Baumgarten. Biography. Baumgarten was born in Berlin as the fifth of 7 sons of the pietist pastor of the garrison, Jacob Baumgarten, and of his wife Rosina Elisabeth. Both his parents died early, and he was taught by Martin Georg Christgay, where he learned Hebrew and became interested in Latin poetry. While the meanings of words often change as a result of cultural developments, Baumgarten's reappraisal of aesthetics is often seen as a key moment in the development of aesthetic philosophy. Previously, the word aesthetics had merely meant sensibility, or responsiveness to stimulation of the senses, in its use by ancient writers. With the development of art as a commercial enterprise linked to the rise of a nouveau riche class across Europe, the purchasing of art inevitably led to the question, what is good art? Baumgarten developed aesthetics to mean the study of good and bad taste, thus good and bad art, linking good taste with beauty. By trying to develop an idea of good and bad taste, he also in turn generated philosophical debate around this new meaning of aesthetics. Without it, there would be no basis for aesthetic debate, as there would be no objective criterion, basis for comparison, or reason from which one could develop an objective argument. Views on aesthetics. Baumgarten appropriated the word aesthetics, which had always meant sensation, to mean taste or sense of beauty. In so doing, he gave the word a different significance, thereby inventing its modern usage. The word had been used differently since the time of the ancient Greeks to mean the ability to receive stimulation from one or more of the 5 bodily senses. In his Metaphysics 451, Baumgarten defined taste, in its wider meaning, as the ability to judge according to the senses, instead of according to the intellect. Such a judgment of taste he saw as based on feelings of pleasure or displeasure. A science of aesthetics would be, for Baumgarten, a deduction of the rules or principles of artistic or natural beauty from individual taste. Baumgarten may have been motivated to respond to Pierre Bonauer's opinion, published in a pamphlet in the late 17th century, that Germans were incapable of appreciating art and beauty. Reception. In 1781, Kant declared that Baumgarten's aesthetics could never contain objective rules, laws, or principles of natural or artistic beauty. The Germans are the only people who presently have come to use the word aesthetic to designate what others call the critique of taste. They are doing so on the basis of a false hope conceived by that superb analyst Baumgarten. He hoped to bring our critical judging of the beautiful under rational principles, and to raise the rules for such judging to the level of a lawful science. Yet that endeavor is futile, for, as far as their principal sources are concerned, those supposed rules or criteria are merely empirical. Hence they can never serve as determinate a priori laws to which our judgment of taste must conform. It is, rather, our judgment of taste which constitutes the proper test for the correctness of those rules or criteria. Because of this, it is advisable to follow either of 2 alternatives. One of these is to stop using this new name aesthetic, in this sense of critique of taste, and to reserve the name aesthetic, for the doctrine of sensibility that is true science. The other alternative would be for the new aesthetic, to share the name with speculative philosophy. We would then take the name partly in its transcendental meaning, and partly in the psychological meaning. 9 years later, in his Critique of Judgment, Kant conformed to Baumgarten's new usage and employed the word aesthetic to mean the judgment of taste or the estimation of the beautiful. For Kant, an aesthetic judgment is subjective in that it relates to the internal feeling of pleasure or displeasure and not to any qualities in an external object. In 1897, Leo Tolstoy, in his What is Art?, criticized Baumgarten's book on aesthetics. Tolstoy opposed Baumgarten's trinity, good, truth and beauty. Tolstoy asserted that these words not only have no definite meaning, but they hinder us from giving any definite meaning to existing at. Baumgarten, he said, claimed that there are three ways to know perfection. Beauty is the perfect perceived by the senses. Truth is the perfect perceived by reason. The good is the perfect attained by the moral will. Tolstoy, however, contradicted Baumgarten's theory and claimed that good, truth, and beauty have nothing in common and may even oppose each other. The arbitrary uniting of these three concepts served as a basis for the astonishing theory according to which the difference between good art, conveying good feelings, and bad art, conveying wicked feelings, was totally obliterated, and one of the lowest manifestations of art, art for mere pleasure, came to be regarded as the highest art, and art became, not the important thing it was intended to be, but the empty amusement of idle people. Whatever the limitations of Baumgarten's theory of aesthetics, Frederick Copleston credits him with playing a formative role in German aesthetics, extending Christian Wolff's philosophy to topics that Wolff did not consider, and demonstrating the existence of a legitimate topic for philosophical analysis that could not be reduced to abstract logical analysis. Metaphysics. For many years, Kant used Baumgarten's Metaphysics as a handbook or manual for his lectures on that topic. Georg Friedrich Meyer translated the Metaphysics from Latin to German, an endeavor which, according to Meyer, Baumgarten himself had planned, but could not find the time to execute. Works: Dissertatio Chorographica, Notionis Superior Inferi, Indiquer ad Census et Descensus, in Chorography as a Sacris Occurrentis, Evolvens, Meditationis Philosophici non nullis ad poema pertinentibus. Der Orden in Ordindisch Philosophicis Patriennium Academicum Quidem Prefatus Acroaces Proxima Stata Destinatus Indicit Alexander Gottlieb Baumgarten. Metaphysica, Ethica Philosophica. Alexander Gottlieb Baumgarten eröffnet einige Gedanken vom vernünftigen Beifall auf Akademien, und zu seiner Antrittsrede ein. Serenissimo Potentiissimo Principe Frederico, Regiberorum Martiani Brandenburgico S. R.J. Archi Camerio e Electori, Caetera, Clementissimo Dominio Felicia Regni Felicis Auspicia, A.D. 3. Non. Quinct. 1740. Philosophische Briefe von Elethiophilus. Scriptus, quae moderator conflictus academische disputavit, prefatus rationis a Croasium suarum viadrinarum reddit Alexander Gottlieb Baumgarten. Aesthetica. Initia Philosophia Practici. Primi acroamatis. Acroasis logica in Christianum L.B. de Wolff. Ius natura. Biography Encyclopedia Philosophici. Philosophia Generalis. Alex. Gottlieb Baumgarten Prelectionis Theologiae Dogmatici. Metaphysica. Gedanken über die Reden Jesu nach dem Inhalt der Evangelischen Geschichten. English translations. Alexander Baumgarten. Metaphysics. A critical translation with Kant's elucidations, selected notes, and related materials translated and edited by Courtney D. Fugate and John Hymers, London, New York. Bloomsbury Publishing, 2013.